This video is for class 8 from chapter 7, the cell. In this video we'll study about the chapter that is chapter 7, the cell. So we'll study about the cell. So we know that what the cell is. We have already studied in the previous classes also. So let's see what are the learning objective of this chapter. First one is discovery of the cell. In this chapter we'll study about the discovery of cell. So how the cell was discovered, we'll study in detail. So next one is variety in number, shape and size of the cell. So we'll study about different variety of cells, their shape and sizes. So we'll study about all that. Next one is comparison of the plant and animal cells. So we'll study how the plant cells and animal cells, they are different and how they are similar. So next one is organization of cells in organisms. So we'll study about how the cells are organized in an organism. So next one is cell structure and function. So we'll study about different parts, that is different thing that is present in the cell, different cell organelles we call it, that are present inside the cell. So we'll study about that and function of cell. And next one is we'll study prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So these prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells we will study in this chapter. Okay, next one is the introduction of the chapter. So let's see what is cell. First, we live in a world that has wide variety of organisms. So we know that we live in the world that has wide variety of organisms. So in that, these organisms have many similarities as well as dissimilarities. So not all the organisms, they are similar, but they have differences also. So this similarities. So how they are dissimilar? So first one is the size. So there are different types of organisms in the world which are different in size. So they differ in size. Some are small, some are large, some are unicellular, some are multicellular. So the second one is appearance. So all the organisms, they differ in their appearance as well. So how they differ is by their physical appearance. So some they are unicellular and some are multicellular. So next one is color. So some are brightly colored and some are dull. So and fourth one is habitat. So organisms, they differ by their habitat also. So similarities. So what are the similarities between the organism is that all of them require food, air and water to remain alive. So all the living organisms, they require food, air and water to remain alive. Second one is they respond to external environment and stimuli. So they respond to external environment and stimuli. So they respond to different type of stimuli from the environment. The third one is they grow and reproduce. So all the organisms, they grow and reproduce. So these are all the similarities between the organisms. All the vital activities which allow living organism to live are performed by the basic unit of their structure called the cell. So all the vital activities which allow organism to live are performed by the basic unit. We call that basic unit of their structure, we call it as the cell. So we call them a cell. So definition of the cell is: cell is the basic unit of structure and function of an organism. So the cell is the basic unit of structure and function of an organism. So they are basic part of an organism. A cell shows all the characteristics of living thing, that is respiration, nutrition, reproduction and response to stimulus. So cells show all the characteristics of living things. So they respire, they need nutrition, they reproduce and they respond to stimulus. So these are all the different type of characteristics that the cells show of the living thing. Next one is all living organisms are made of one or more cells. All living organisms, they are made of one or more cell. So these are the introduction. So this is what you need to know before you proceed to the proceed further to the chapter. So this is the picture of the cell, group of cell. Uh, this is microscopic picture. Okay, first one, the topic is discovery of the cell. So in this topic, we will learn about the how the cell was discovered. So it was first discovered in 1665 by Robert Hooke. So this is the name of the person who discovered the cell in 1665. So he was an Englishman. So he observed slices of cork under a microscope. So he observed slices of cork. So cork means it is the part of the bark of tree. So cork is obtained from the bark of the tree. So he observed from the cork. So he observed the cells from the slices of cork. So he observed a number of tiny boxes or compartment in the slice of cork. So he observed in the microscope, Robert Hooke, he observed that there were a number of tiny boxes or compartments in the slice. So these tiny boxes appeared like a honeycomb. So these tiny boxes appeared like a honeycomb. So it had a structure of honeycomb. So for this reason, the structure seen by Hooke was called a honeycomb structure. So because of this reason, so the structure seen by Hooke was called a honeycomb structure. Okay, so we can see the picture of the cork cell observed by the Robert Hooke. Okay, so he gave the term cell to each box. So he gave the term cell to that each boxes. To each compartment he gave the term cell. So cell means little room in Latin. So in Latin, the cell means a little room. So with the development of improved microscope and more effective staining methods in subsequent years, it became possible to know more about cell structure and its function. So because of the development of microscope and more efficient or effective method of staining, so it has become for us to learn more about the cell. So some example of staining dyes are methylene blue, safranin, etc. So these methylene blue and safranin are the dyes that are used to stain the cell. So that the cell may be so that the cell can be visible, or cell can be visible under the microscope. Organization of cell in organism. So this is the next topic. So in this, we'll study how the cells are organized in an organism. So cells usually group together to make tissue, organ system, and finally organism. So cell, they combine together. So they come together to form tissue, and this tissue, they come together to form organ, and this organ they function together to form an organ system, and finally all the organ system will form it forms a organism. A tissue is a group of cells of the same shape, size, and function. So tissue is the group of same type of cell, shape, and function. So tissue has the cell which has same function, same size, and same shape. So example of some tissues are muscle tissues and nerve tissue. So we can take example of muscle tissue and nerve tissue. So the study of tissue is known as histology. The study of tissue is known as histology. An organ. So now we have studied about tissue. Now we'll move to the organ. An organ is a structure that contains more than one type of tissue. So organ has a more than one type of tissue. So organ is a complex structure in an organism. So which has a special function. So organ has a special function in the body of an organism. So the organ is the structure which has more than one type of tissue. So it is normally big enough to be seen with naked eyes. So it is normally big enough. So it is, we can see with our naked eyes. So we can see organs with our naked eyes. So for example, heart is an organ of our body. So it is an important organ of our body. So example of some organs are heart and brain in animals, and leaves, roots and stem in plants. So in animal and in animal, or heart and brain is important organ, and in case of plants, root and stem are important part of the or organ of the plants or organism. Okay, so the organ do not work alone. Usually, a number of organs work together to carry out a certain function. So normally, an organ, they don't work alone. So they function together with a group of organs or a number of organs to carry out certain function. So a group of organs working together is called an organ system. So a group of organ, they work together to complete a certain task. So for example, our digestive system is a group of organ that has a specific function. So for example, our stomach, intestine, our food pipe, all these are different organs, but they have a same function of the digestion. So these we call it a digestive system. So this is example of organ system. So we can see in the flow chart, the cell, the cells come together to form tissue. So they are group of same type of cell, or the same shape, or they have same function. So this group of cell, we call it tissue. So tissue, they come together to form organs. So the different tissue are grouped together to form organs. So similarly, different organ, they come together or to perform a particular function. We call it an organ system. And finally, all the organ system, it constitute and form a organism. So this is the example of organization in a living organism. The different organ system working together from the organism. So different organ system work together to form organism. Okay, next topic, that is cells in an organism versus brick in a building. So we can compare with the brick in the building. We can compare cells in an organism with the brick in a building. So we will compare that in this topic. Living organisms are made of cells. A cell is the smallest unit of an organism. So living things or living organisms are made of cells. So a cell is the smallest unit. It is the smallest part of an organism that help in the functioning and structural, and that plays important role in functioning and structural role of an organism. We can compare the cells in an organism to brick in a building. So we can compare cells with a brick in a building. So we cannot make a building without bricks. Similarly, an organism cannot be made without cell. So we can compare cells with the brick in a building. So the building building cannot be built without the bricks. So similarly, organism cannot be made without the cells. So similarly, cells plays a role in an organism. Brick or cells are the basic structural unit of a building or an organism. So brick or cell are the basic structural unit of the building or an organism. So they are the basic part of an organism or structure. Despite this similarity, they differ in one important aspect. While cells are complex living structures, bricks are non-living. So despite this similarity, there is difference between these two. So while cells are living, but these bricks are not living. So they are non-living. Okay, so we have come to next topic, that is variety in cell number, shape and size. So in this topic, cells in different organisms show variation in their number, shape and size. So cell number, unicellular and multicellular organism. So now cells in there is a variation in number of cell, shape and size in an organism. So there is difference in that. So in different organism they have different type or different number of cell, different size and shape of the cell. So this constitute, so based on the number of cells, the organism may be divided into two types. So based on the number of cells, we can divide organism into two types. First one is organism consisting of a single cell. So first one is organism consisting of single cell. So these are the unicellular. So single cell. So organism these in first one is, so they are single cell. So that means these are unicellular. So only one cell is present in an organism. So this uni means one and cellular means cell. So only one cell is present in this type of organism. So for example, yeast, amoeba, bacteria, paramecium and euglena are unicellular cellular organisms. So these are single cell organisms. So these are examples of unicellular organism. The single cell in a unicellular organism performs all the necessary function like respiration, nutrition, movement, growth and reproduction. So all the basic function of life is performed by only one single cell. So all the basic necessary functions like respiration, nutrition, movement, growth and reproduction. So all these are carried out by only one cell. Next one, this is a picture of unicellular organism. So it is a picture of amoeba and yeast. So these are unicellular organism. Second one is organism consisting of more than one cell. So these are organism consisting of more than one cell. We call it multicellular. So different type of cells they come together, or different cells they come together to form a one single organism. Larger living things are made of millions or trillions of cells. So larger animals, they are made of numbers of millions and trillions of cells. For example, all large organisms like cat, dog, fish, frog, elephant, human being, mango tree, sunflower plant and so on are multicellular organisms. So these are all examples of multicellular organisms. So different organs perform various necessary functions in the body. So different organs they perform various necessary function in the body. So these multicellular organisms they are made of multiple cells. So with this we come to the end of this video.